Horns up and welcome to a brand new episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. My name is Sahil and some people tell me that I don't do enough fish recipes on this channel. So today we are going to be cooking some fish. And what are we making? Well, we're going to be making a delicious fish curry. A keto fish curry with some coconut milk, and it is going to be delicious. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, let's get cooking. So for this recipe, we are going to be using an ingredient called kokum. The English name is Garcinia indica and it is a plant from the mangosteen family. And what we are using is the dried outer skin of the fruit. This is going to add some delicious flavor to our curry. We are not going to be eating this, but we will add it to the curry to impart flavor. So all I'm going to do is take some of it in a bowl and pour some hot water over it and let it sit for about 10 minutes as we get on with the curry. So to make our curry, I'm going to get my saucepan on the stove and I'm going to heat up a generous portion of ghee. Allow that ghee to melt and then I'm going to add some mustard seeds to the ghee. If you notice, my spoon had a little turmeric on it, which is why there's a little bit of turmeric in the ghee as well. Anyway, patiently cook those mustard seeds on a medium heat till they start to pop. And you don't want to do anything till they start popping because otherwise they will be quite bitter. So once those mustard seeds start popping and start going crazy in your pan, I'm going to add in one dried red chili, some curry leaves, and one of the smallest green chilies that I could find. Because you guys know I don't really like spicy food. Anyway, you just want to fry this now for a minute. And the red chili honestly doesn't have much spice in it. It's more for flavor. Green chilies, however, are the spicy ones, which is why I'm using the tiniest one I could find. Anyway, once you've been frying that for about a minute and your kitchen is aromatic, I'm going to add in 100 grams of grated red onion. And I'm going to give it all a good mix. Now you don't have to grate the onion, you can also puree it in your food processor or you can even finely chop it. I just like the texture of the grated onion in this curry, that is why I grated it. But honestly, the choice is yours. Anyway, now like in most Indian dishes, you want to cook those onions low and slow, keep stirring them, making sure they don't burn. They will slowly turn translucent and then they will start to get a little bit of color on them. Anyway, after cooking those onions for a bit, I thought it was a good time to season them because that also helps to break them down. And I also believe you should try and season your food at every stage of the cooking. Now I also felt like there wasn't enough ghee in the saucepan, so I added a little bit more because I really wanted to fry those onions. Anyway, once those onions have been cooking and they're starting to slowly get a little bit of color, I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. Once again, you have the option of using fresh ginger and fresh garlic, but give it all a good mix and just cook out that ginger garlic paste. I'm also going to add in my spices now and just some turmeric, some Kashmiri red chili powder and some coriander powder. And of course, give it all a good mix. And once again, the idea is to fry out the rawness of the spices. And I don't know what is up with me, but I felt like there was less ghee in the pan, so I added some more ghee. Don't worry, in the written recipe, I'll adjust the measurements so that you add the right amount of the ghee at the start itself. Anyway, now just cook out those spices for a bit. And then we're going to add in our kokum, which has been soaking in that hot water. And I'm also going to add in about 100 ml of tomato puree. Anyway, once again, you don't have to use store-bought tomato puree. You can just blitz a fresh tomato in your food processor and use that. I'm also now going to add a little bit of water, give everything a good mix, and then cover it and cook it for a good 5 to 8 minutes till the tartness of the tomato puree has been cooked out. So after about 5 to 8 minutes of cooking, you are going to notice that the oil or the fat has separated from the curry paste, and that's when you know it's kind of ready. So if you look at it now, you have a beautiful thick curry, and at this point we are going to add in some coconut cream. That is going to give it a lovely coconutty flavor, and of course you can also use coconut milk if you like, but I'm using coconut cream because it's richer, thicker and has a lot more fat in it. So anyway, I'm going to give it all a good mix and our curry is coming together beautifully. At this point I'm also going to season it with some salt and taste the curry because you want to make sure that there is enough salt in it. And now I'm just going to sort of turn the heat up a little bit and bring the curry to a boil. You want all those flavors to marry together. We're letting all those different ingredients get to know each other. Coconut milk, say hello to the tomato puree. Tomato puree, say hello to the onions. And once it starts to come up to a boil, I'm going to turn the heat down and bring it to a gentle simmer. Anyway, once it's at a gentle simmer, I'm going to slowly put in my fish. And I'm using a fish called black pomfret, and I've got fillets of the fish and I've cut them into nice curry size pieces. Once again, you can use whatever fish is available to you. Salmon would be really good in this. You could also use cod. I don't know, it's completely up to you. So anyway, I'm just going to put that fish in and I'm just going to now let this cook gently for about 5 minutes and the fish will be done because fish doesn't take very long to cook. Anyway, I'm just going to cover it and let it cook. After about 5 minutes, check in on your fish and it should be ready. Mine was perfectly done. It was nice and firm and I could cut it with a spoon. That's when you know the fish is done. A spoon will cut right through and you can see that beautiful white fish flesh. Anyway, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to turn the heat off and I'm going to finish it with some fresh coriander and of course give it one customary final good mix. And ladies and gentlemen, our delicious keto fish curry is ready and it looks so good. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, it's time to taste it. Hey folks, it's time to taste our keto fish curry and look who's back. It's my dad, Mickey Makija. If you like what he does, you can follow him on Instagram. I'll put his handle somewhere down below.
Guys, I've just been pulled out from lunch, which was again a meat sauce pasta made by him. But then I was invited to taste freshly made fish curry. Who's gonna say no? Here goes.
Yeah, it is true. I keep pulling him out of his lunches either before, during or after to taste the food. So, yeah, thanks Dad for being on the show.
You know, normally fish curry is supposed to be eaten with rice. But this curry, you don't miss the rice, and that's amazing.
I'm glad he feels that way. I don't know how he'll feel about eating it with cauliflower rice though. But I have to say I am quite happy with the way this turned out. It's not spicy at all. It's got a little bit of tang, a lot of creaminess and a lot of flavor. But of course, if you are like my father, I'm pretty sure you'd like a little more spice in it.
No, actually it has tremendous taste. You don't miss the spice. It doesn't need it.
Well, then if you are just a regular Indian, you can put a lot more green chilies in this curry than I did because I put one that was like this small.
And the fish is outstanding. It's so perfectly cooked. And I just saw him put raw pieces into that curry and I said, oh God, I'm not eating raw fish. But 3 minutes in that place and wow, look at it.
It's about 5 minutes. But yeah, fish cooks really quickly. So a lot of people tend to overcook fish.
The skin is white. It's fabulous.
Well, I'm glad that my father has enjoyed this recipe and he's actually eating all of it, so I know he's enjoying it.
Listen, I have to go back to that pasta, otherwise if I don't eat this, at least I can save my capacity for this.
Anyway, I'm going to let my dad get back to his lunch. I'm going to let you get back to whatever you're doing and I hope you are going to make this fish curry at home. As always, let me know how it turns out and I will see you on the next episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. Cheers and keep cooking.
Hopefully I'll be there too. I said good things about the curry.
Yes. Hey folks, if you enjoyed the video, do hit the like button and subscribe to Headbanger's Kitchen for more awesome keto recipes. By the way, I am also a published keto recipe book author. And if you haven't got a copy of my book, link to order it in the description box below this video. Also, I'm a death metal musician. Click here and listen to some of my music. Or if you just want keto recipes, click here and watch another video. Cheers!